Hello and welcome to Longship Gaming. I guess we can call this a casual Sunday. Maybe it can be now called a Star Wars Sunday. Who knows? Just want to do a quick recap of the Star Wars Unlimited pre-release that I went to yesterday. I was lucky enough to have a chance to, one, get a ticket and be able to go. After playing it, had a lot of fun. I'm sort of regretting not actually doing it for today as well, but I'll hold off again for the next week. So yeah, I just wanted to just kind of go over what my deck looked like, an alternate deck that I could have gone with. That I don't think was quite as good, but certainly could have been played differently. And I think there might have actually been a third deck in there. I think sort of the natural inclination in these pre-releases to go with Vader if you have the chance. Having witnessed in my third game how someone with an absolutely nuts pool with Vader was an absolute menace. No, I had a lot of fun. I went 1 and 2, so I was able to get one pack out of the deal, which I'm going to open at the end of this video. Just do a pack opening. I'm very excited to do that, to add to my burgeoning collection. If you don't know about Star Wars Unlimited, I'll provide a link to the official site, which runs down the rules and what the intentions are. Needless to say, the game is built for constructed, for draft, for sealed, and for a multiplayer format. So if you are interested in any of those things, I would encourage anybody to go have a look. So from my pool, this is the deck that I ended up going with. I went with Jyn Erso as my leader, and Tarkentown as my my base. Now it's a rare base, and I actually thought running this as aggro to clear threats out of the way that Tarkentown actually would be of use. So its epic action is to deal 3 damage to a damaged non-leader unit. Well, you know what happened during all the games I played? Things were dying so quickly because I had so much raid that it never really came into play. I was surprised. It was a very fast. It's a very fast format. A lot of people do tend to play aggro. So you end up with, oh, hello, we have a cat coming to visit. Hello, Esme. She's going to make a mess now. Great. So, anyway, I thought combined with Jyn Erso's commander ability, which is to our leader ability, attack with a unit, the defender gets -1 for this attack, which actually came in quite handy in a lot of cases. I got a lot of positive trades out of it. And of course, her hero side here, she comes out on turn 6, or the earliest she can come out is on turn 6. And then every time with every unit that's attacking the defender gets -1. And she's got she hits well, and she has a pretty good body or health of 7. So I did get some mileage out of her. I decided to go being aggro, kind of low to the ground, and ended up with Cantina Braggart, Benthic 2 Tubes, Greedo, and Spec Force Soldier. I will say that Greedo, in the 2 games where I got him out, he has an ability where when he is defeated, you can discard a card from your deck. If it's not a unit, deal 2 damage to a ground unit. That actually happened pretty reliably on the 2 times that I used him, so I was kind of happy with him. I'm thinking that I pulled another one in my pack, so maybe I probably should have had 2 Greedos. Cantina Braggart hit way above his weight. He survived a lot of turns with his raid, and it did a significant amount of damage. What pushed me into aggro, of course, is I pulled Sabine Wren, K2SO, which was I think probably the best pull that I got out of it. So it's a foil rare. He only was significant in 1 game. No, 2 games I was actually pull off his death ability where he does 3 damage to the base. And I had 2 Syndicate lackeys, one of which was a foil. Unfortunately, they didn't really come into play that much in the game. And Zeb here, Zeb unfortunately didn't amount to much. He came out and then he got bounced. So you can see here I'm really light on space. I only have like 5 space units. I decided to prioritize ground. In 2 of the games, I found that I was getting outraced in space for the most part. I went with what I had. This is pretty much the extent of what I could have available. Black One never saw play. By the time 6 came around, it was sort of irrelevant. And it's a glass cannon anyway, so that's one of my legendaries that I pulled. And I'll go over this in a minute, but I got really lucky with the legendaries and rares I pulled out of 6 packs. I got way above the average. As far as upgrades and events, I had snapshot reflexes and infiltrator skill, little boosts. Like I didn't have anything that I had nothing where I could put experience out. I have really one card that can generate a shield and that sneak attack. Disarm really helped once when I was up against a Thrawn deck and I totally blanked him for the turn and just pounced on him when he came out. Waylay, I was actually play all these, but I did not get open fire in my hand in any of the 3 games I played. I was astonished by that. So my first match was against Sabine in green, I believe. I did write it down and I totally forgot. So the guy I played against, one, he got kind of screwed on his draws, but also his deck was kind of all over the place. He was like pretty new to it, which is fine, which is what these events are for, to introduce people to the game. Great. Every opponent I played against was great. They were a lot of fun. So Sabine Yellow, actually. So pretty close in terms of like our color pairing. Second game was Thrawn in blue, so I did lose that one, but it was extremely close by like all of 2 health on the base. Like in retrospect, you know, and that's always the case. Tarkin Town looked like a good one to run, but I would have won that second game if I had not used Tarkin Town, just taken the basic red one. I was out racing, but I couldn't out race enough at 25 health. The 5 health really made the difference in that game. And the last game was Vader in green. My God, that deck was an absolute nightmare to face. He had 3 Super Laser Technicians, and Super Laser Technicians, I think I've got one in here, is core to those kind of decks. There we go. Oh, Super Laser Technician on 3. And he had the Energy Conversion Lab, which is a rare base that allows you to play and attack with, basically giving it ambush, any card with a value under 6, if you can pay for it. So you have to be able to pay for it. So he paid for it on 3, got it out, fired him off, was able to kill one of my 2-cost ones, probably like the Spec Ops Soldier, and then the Super Laser Technician then goes into their resource. So he got Vader out the same turn that I was able to get Jyn out, and Vader is terrifying. Extremely strong leader, hard to kill, hits hard, does a lot of damage. He had 3 of them in his deck. So, oh, and also there's a removal card which I didn't get called Overwhelming Firepower, which is just can clear a board on its own as an event card. He had 2 of those. So I think ultimately that game, again, congrats to him, excellent player, and maybe, you know, this event was best of 1, so it's hard to judge really how well these decks do. What I should have done, I think, is to have leaned into aggression much more. Just really push on the base, and see how that turns out. I did find that Ezra was fantastic actually in the games that I played with him. I was able to look at my card. I think I got like 3 hits in with him in one game, so I was getting a lot of value off the top of my deck from him. So let me know, what do you think of this particular deck? I think as far as constructed goes, I've already got a pretty good core in terms of what I pulled for a constructed aggro deck, which is always going to be, it's a red deck wins. It's going to be low to the ground. I do like Jyn. Don't know if I'm going to play Tarkentown again, but we'll see. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show the second possibility of what I pulled out of the for the packs, and it's kind of funny because I was really tempted to run it because it came to exactly using some of the cards that I could have taken from here. Exactly 30 cards, which is the minimum for a sealed event. So let me show that to you. So my other possibility of playing was green Luke, using my foil pre-release Luke Skywalker card. I mean, he comes out on 6 as well. He has the ability to give people shields if they are in the heroic aspect, which there's a lot here that is. But going with green. But this is exactly 30 cards based on what I had. And what really pulled me towards this is the fact that I had Luke, who is on his hero side. He's a Force user. And then I had Yoda as well, because I pulled, one of my rares was a Jedi lightsaber. Problem is, in sealed, you want to have like 8 to 10 first turn plays, and I really only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So a little short on that. Much more consistent curve to the top. With some really impactful cards like Steadfast Battalion, for example, if Luke was still around. Pretty potent. Cargo Juggernaut's pretty good with shielded, and you heal. There was a lot of opportunity for healing in here between the Cargo Juggernaut. Had some repair, make an opening. Resilient, Entrenched, and Lightsaber could have made someone a huge roadblock, right? I'm thinking like getting if I got the Jedi lightsaber on Yoda with Entrenched and I mean it's Magical Christmas Land, but he'd be almost impossible to budge. He'd be what? That's 9, 13 health. I mean, nobody's gonna let Yoda stick around for that long, to say the least. One thing I did notice in what I pulled and what I played against, there wasn't a lot of Sentinel. I think I faced one ground unit that has Sentinel, and one space unit that had Sentinel. By that point, I had given up space, so... yeah, I mean, and 97th Legion, I find it really interesting that 97th Legion is just in green alone, and you can use that with anyway. Same thing with Colonel Yularen, who is an ISB agent, and Imperial. And yet somehow I can take him. I guess he's a turncoat or something, working for the rebels, like the 97th Legion apparently is. But yeah, this was the other opportunity. I mean deck building. We had a good amount of time, but I think if you spend a lot of time umming and ahhing about what you could do, you'll end up with a lot of analysis paralysis and won't really be able to decide what to choose. So I went, let's do Jyn, let's do aggro. Would have been fun to play this one, but I don't think, because I didn't have a lot of choices, whereas I had a lot of choices the other one, that this one would have done as well. But who knows? It's luck of the draw, and it's luck of who you face. So we're gonna have a look at the legendaries and the rares and significant cards that I pulled from this, and then I will finally get a chance to open the prize pack that I got. Okay, so ultimately this is what I end up with from my pool. I didn't get any duplicate leaders, which I thought was very interesting. I mean, a lot of variety there. Like I really like Boba Fett, but I didn't have any enablers for him like Jabba or Bib Fortuna or anything, so I decided not to go with him. I know everybody loves Sabine, but I'm not that big of a fan of hers. I guess I just had to play with her. I mean, she's good. She hits hard. She hits fast. Maybe next time. Leia is very aggro as well. I think Grand Moff Tarkin may be one of the best ones in constructed, but for sure I would really give Vader in limited a leg up. So I ended up with 7 rares and legendaries. So 2 legendaries is pretty good because the rate of legendaries is 1 in every 8 packs. So out of 6, I got 2. I ended up with Devastator and Black 1. But Devastator was never going to see play. It's a 10 cost. It's never coming out. Not in sealed anyway. It's ridiculous. 10 health, 10 damage, Sentinel, Overwhelm, and when played, you may deal damage to a unit equal to the number of resources you control. So at that point, you've got 10. Really gross. To a unit too. So it's very, very targeted. The other 2 rares, or 3 rares, Jedi Lightsaber, Search Your Feelings, and KTSO. And KTSO, as I said, was probably the best pull, being a foil and a foundation to any kind of aggro deck under Sabine. Rare base was Tarkin Town. Rare leader was Han Solo. Not a fan of him in limited. He gets you, he accelerates you a bit, but you also pay for it in the end because he has to get rid of the cards that I think he's going to be great in constructed, but not so great in limited. The only other notable cards I got a Hyperspace Greedo. I really like this open frame for him. A lot of the art pieces, some are better than others, to say the least. I think there's a lot to be said about how much more attractive some of the art pieces are when they don't have the border around them. I think that's going to be the case for a lot of the cards. And a foil Hyperspace ISB agent, which I think is going to be maybe a core of cunning and villainy. A 1/3 for 1, and when played, you may reveal an event from your hand, do 1 damage to a unit. I think that's going to be a solid card in constructed, and it's a common. So we'll see. So now, what I've been waiting for, and I don't know if you've been waiting for it. This video's gone on a little long, but I did get the 1 pack out of it. They did at 401 they did a raffle too for each table to give away a pack. Sadly, did not get that one, but you know what? I'm happy to have come out of it with the 1. So I got the Chewy pack. Now, shout out to Fantasy Flight Games that this is paper. A little bit of foil along the edge here, but they are paper packs. I think going forward, this is what they should be. Even like the pre-release box was entirely cardboard. There was no plastic in it, no plastic wrapping, nothing like that. And the promo cards, the Vader and Luke and the foil, were in another paper wrapper inside of it. So I applaud that kind of attention to ecological concerns. Okay, so in our pack we got another Leia and Dagobah Swamp. Let's clear out our display of stuff here. So Leia, Dagobah. For our commons, Guardians of the Wills, Partisan Insurgent, Fleet Lieutenant. Interesting. None of cards I think I pulled. Tactical Advantage, Consular Security Force, Mission Briefing, Underworld Thug, Crafty Smuggler for ATST. Okay, so we got Kanan as our first uncommon. Bib Fortuna as another uncommon. Ooh, Red 3 is our rare. That's from, and it's a Hyperspace Red 3 too. lacking the border there. Very nice. I like that a lot. Raid 1, each other friendly heroism unit gains Raid 1. That's pretty good. Oh, and it's a 2 rare. It's a 3 rare. Wow. Okay, that's something. So the hyperspace slot was a rare. The regular rare slot is Jabba. Oh, no, wait, I'm wrong. No, that's a rare. He's a rare. And then the foil slot is another rare. Choose an so bombing run. Choose an arena, ground or space, deal 3 damage to each unit in that arena. Wow. Could have really used that in my deck in the pre-release. Same thing with this. Oh my god, it was perfect. Wow. That is amazing. 3 rares in 1 booster. I am not going to complain about that pull at all. Fantastic. Because I do want to build an aggro deck, and Jabba works so well with, as you would expect with Boba Fett. Every trick costs less, and he's so beefy. Such a beefy boy. And also, I like this particular artist's cartoony style. What's his name? David Nash. I like his art style. I would love to get this one in hyperspace to see the whole thing. Fantastic. I love it. Well, I'm going to say that was extremely good for me. Okay. Well, thanks for watching. Let me know if you've had a chance to go to any of the pre-releases. If you have any good polls. If you had a good time, how it went. I think all the ones that are local here in Toronto are probably sold out by now. I know the one for today at 4 almost sold out. And the next, on the release day on the 9th, they're doing another one, but I think that's sold out. At the end of the month, they're going to be doing the first constructed event. So I will, of course, link to 401. Have a look on their events page for, and I go to the one in the downtown core. There's another one up in Vaughan that runs events as well. But if you're looking to get on the ground floor of a really fun card game, which I think has a lot of potential, Star Wars Unlimited. So, thanks very much for watching, and until next time, happy gaming. Thank you so much for watching Longship Gaming. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It will really help the channel to grow and improve. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when more Longship Gaming content goes live. Until next time, happy gaming.